Is. Can you hear me, Mamadou? Get the audio going. Yeah, unmute. Unmute. There
Oh,
you go.
okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, I can hear you. That's great. Nice to
Yeah, I
meet you.
didn't pay attention.
Now let me pronounce it. Mamadou.
Yes, that's right.
And the last name is Ndiaye.
Ndiaye.
Say it for
Ndiaye.
me so I can get it right.
That's right.
Okay.
It's code
Well,
to be, right?
welcome. I
Thank you.
Where are you calling into from? What part of the country?
Oh, I'm from Africa, Senegal, West Africa. Yeah, but in the United States, I'm from New York.
New
But
York.
yeah,
Back east. Well, I'm in
yeah. But
Utah, so nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. Nice
So,
to
are
meet
you already started a business? Are you thinking about it? What's on your mind? What you're excited about?
you. Oh, I'm writing a business plan right now. Yeah, and I have like a lot of ideas in my mind that I'm writing down. You know.
If you see me looking away, I'm writing down
Mhm.
information on my pad, so I'm not ignoring you. I like to
Oh,
take notes so I can refer back to them. But so you have lots of ideas kicking around in your head, huh?
yes, that's right.
Well, let me tell you, I coach beginner entrepreneurs. There's a wide range of business out
Mm-hmm.
there, but I have focused in on the niche of beginner entrepreneurs. I've worked with
Mm,
small businesses for 44 years, and I love talking with
mm-hmm.
folks just like you who are quite unique. You're a unique fellow in that you're thinking about going into business for yourself. And a lot of
That's
folks
right.
get scared about that, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited to be able to talking with you about it. So
Mm-hmm.
fire away. What questions do you have? I want to make this be your valuable time and
Mm-hmm.
helping you and what you want to think about. So fire away whatever questions on your mind.
Okay, so like my question is like I have like a great idea, a big idea. Like if I wanna start like a big business, something like that could be like Uber, you know,
Uber,
like those
yeah.
kind of stuff. Yes. So as a beginner, like if I don't have like saved enough money, so is it possible like to have some people like help you to invest in your business idea?
There is. It's a difficult path, but yes, there is. Angel
Mm-hmm.
investors, partnerships, lots of different folks that you would prepare a business plan, those kind of things. If your idea
Mm-hmm.
is unique enough, um,
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes though it may be best to start out small, get it tested
Mm-hmm.
out in a local area and expand to maybe a region, and then go after the
Mm-hmm.
angel investors and showing some fruit of your idea that it has validation. It's not just some whimsical thing, but you've actually performed and
Mm-hmm.
overcome some challenges and have got some clients, and it's producing an income and its
Mm-hmm.
potential to be profitable, that kind of thing. Lots of businesses come with an idea with people who are really been entrepreneurs for a long time, and they have had and sold big businesses, and then they come with an idea to investors. That's a whole
Mm-hmm.
different story because you're not
Oh.
there, and but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean you can't be. But to start out with, you're going to want to um, really identify and hone down
Mm-hmm.
on the idea that's tailor made for yourself, and that's
Mm-hmm.
your talents, your mindset, your skill sets that you have. But the biggest one, the biggest uniqueness about yourself is that you're a dreamer, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about these kind of things, and that number one, you're thinking it's possible. You believe
Mm-hmm.
it's possible. So just the idea that you're taking a step to talk with a coach as an example, whether it's me or not that coaches you, I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
you go into a rarefied air because not too many people would have
Mm-hmm.
responded to that ad and come and talk. That
That's right.
really are too fearful of just the idea of a small business. It scares them. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm proud of you. That's good that
Mm-hmm.
you're
Thank
doing
you.
this. This is a big step. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what it's interesting is because it is
Mm-hmm.
a step, you're making your dream possible. It's a
Mm-hmm.
possibility, and you're achieving each. It comes by steps. So you're
Mm-hmm.
accomplishing your dream by taking the next step, taking the next step, taking the next
Mm-hmm.
step. That's
Yeah.
all in the mindset. That's
Mm-hmm.
all in the mindset, Mamadou, and that's I'm excited for you. Anyhow, that's a long answer to a short question. But yes, there
Yeah.
is a possibility. The internet's full of them. There's also starter, websites that do starter packages, people who are testing out their idea and that. And I go on and talk a little bit about that in my lessons. I have 12 sequential, which means one right after, sequential step lessons that are videos from how to come up with an idea all the way to where you're ready to launch and market it and everything in between. And that's what I coach on 2 areas. There's kind of 2 pathways. The first one is the pathway of business acumen, all about business details. The other pathway that you do right along with it, parallel to it, is success mentality acumen, how to think right. A lot of people can start with a great idea and they even get it going, but because they don't focus on their mind and the right kind of thinking, it blows up on them and they don't know why they failed because their thinking wasn't right. And so I do a lot of coaching in that area to help you over hurdles. There's a thing that's called intrusive emotional distractions, IEDs, intrusive emotional distractions that blow up on you and you don't know what to do about it. You get emotional about it and it blows you off your path. And so I try to help folks stay on the path, get the right thinking so those don't hit you hard and you end up failing. You end up succeeding by getting up and keeping on going. Anyhow.
Yeah, that's right. And like after my business plan, like what do you advise, like to protect it? I mean, to find a lawyer, trying to find like papers, LLC, trying to create an LLC kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's one of my lessons is the right kind of business model. What's your legal path? I'll say this. You don't want to incorporate yet. You don't even want to do an LLC. An LLC is to help protect you when you're making about $40,000, $50,000 a year.
Okay.
Start out with the DBA, your own business in your own DBA name. And I'll show you about the right kind of bank account to set up for that so that when you get finally having some revenue and you want to protect it, then you can allow the bank get in your business, but you don't want them in the business yet. You want them get in and get their nose into it. You want to do it at the right timing and getting a lawyer. There's no sense having that expense and getting your LLC set up and that until you have a team that you have to do your accounting, your bookkeeping, your meeting notes and all those kind of things. That'll come. That's exciting when it happens. It's great. But until then, there's some baby steps to get you to a place, and you might go zoom right through those, and that's good, but you don't want to start out that way and overwhelm yourself with all that detail. But the fact that you're thinking about it, that's a great thing. That shows you got some good thoughts in there. You know there's some things you're going to have to do, and that's important. And I'll help you make some notes and such so you know the timing's right to do this, and then direct it to some places that is the right kind of an attorney, the right kind of bank to set up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking about because like I think that I just like the idea that I got like have never been created before. It's a business like that have never been created before. So I'm trying to like make sure that like to protect it, all of the stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So.
You want to protect your idea and your non-disclosure agreements when you talk with somebody. So you protect your idea. You got to be protective, and I understand that. But you know the interesting thing, if it's a fantastic idea, you're not going to protect it. All I'm saying is you got to be far enough ahead that it'd be hard for them to catch you up because the big boys, if they see that it's a good thing, they're going to come after you and they're going to try to duplicate. And
that's right.
And that's just the way it is. And they have the deep pockets to do it. But that doesn't mean you can't get it to a point where great things happen and have enough revenue from when they realize that it's a great idea that you'll have the money to fight with lawyers to protect yourself. But in the beginning, if it gets out and they take it over, you're not going to be able to defend it because you won't have the money to defend it. And
that's
so
right.
You got to be very careful, and I appreciate that. But there are some things that you can do, especially if you're trying to get out and get investors, is sign non-disclosures and that kind of thing so you don't reveal things until you've got the signatures there. And yet there's some pretty deceiving people out there. So you're really got to be careful. Try to avoid being innocent. You know, you don't want to be innocent about these things. You got to really be protective of yourself. Because if it's a great idea, it's going to work. It's going to prove itself. You're going to get a few things done that'll get you down the path that you'll have some money to be able to protect yourself. Okay. But right now, that's good to have those thoughts, but don't let those overcome you in the creative mode of defining that idea. Right now, where you're at is to come up. I have lesson 1 that talks about how to come up with an idea, how to do the backtracking or what I call the backward engineering by seeing your competitors or anything close to a competitor. What have they done? You backtrack the engineering of what they've done, what ads they've done, how do they think to help you refine where you at, not to copycat, but what their value proposition is. And you got to decide what yours is so that you come up with a differentiator that separates you from everybody. Now, if you're still, if it's an idea that's out of the box, that's not even be done yet, that's great. But you got to get it defined, Mamadou, on a notepad, or if you have Word with a laptop, get it defined. What's your idea? What's the key differentiators? And I help people make sure they get it out of their head onto paper so they don't forget it. And the key points that come to them as it starts to track in your mind and you manifest it in the world of the physical, you got to get it written down. And that way you don't have to be always going over and over and over in your head, over getting exhausted because you're thinking of the same things. When you know you've written it down, you can go to the next level of thinking, get in a paper, keep a clear mind about it. And we'll help you through that. But that's important to get your ideas down on paper, that you look at it and massage it.
Yeah. My idea like is on the black. I write everything down. Like
I'm losing you a little bit, but that's okay. You'll come back on. Our internet connections. There you go.
Like I'm almost.
There you go. I see you. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, if you're writing it down, I would call it.
Okay. Let me get
binder. I have all my notes on one spot, not over in 4 pages, and it's my business dream, and it's getting it in that kind of a binder. Make sure you have it clear at one spot, that you know what it is, and you'll have it all there for you to keep track of and to go to the next level, because there's some sequential things you're going to do. Once you have that idea clear, there's several things you're going to need to do so that you don't put a lot of money into something until you've done some testing, and I'll teach you how to do it. Some things that let you say, okay, it's worth going to the next step, spending this dollars, that kind of thing. Too many people get ahead of themselves. It's like that story of that runner. He was running. He got so fast, he tripped and fell. And the people went down. His dad said, get up, win the race. And so he got up, but he was so excited to start again. He tripped and failed again. I guess what I'm saying is we've got to be careful that you don't get up and trip, that you take the steps right and at the pace you want to, but so that it doesn't derail you and you lose the race because you've had so many start and stop failures. We want to be careful so that it goes to the next one, naturally goes to the next step, and then all you know, you're ready to launch and good things are going to happen. Okay.
That's right.
That's one of the, in my little video I did in my ad, I said, if you don't know what the 5% know about building a business, don't start a business unless you know what that is. Well, 95% of people that fail in business, what do you think the reason is? And what do you think the 5% people knew? Do you know what that is? It's getting a coach. And I'm not trying to say,
yeah, that's right.
But it is getting a coach. Now, I suspect you know about athletics and sports. You know about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, yeah.
The best, if not the best, GOAT, greatest of all time basketball player. When he quit basketball, do you know what he did? He went into baseball. You know the first thing he did? He paid for a coach. A multi-millionaire, sports athletic, he got himself a coach. That shows you the mindset of success. Whether it's me or you find somebody that's close to you or whatever, get yourself a coach who can help you from breaking your own nose. You can learn from other people's broken noses, Mamadou. And that way you can really extend the time of your success and get to the income quicker and have more income because you're not having to relearn and reinvent the wheel of learning of those things. And a lot of people say, well, I worry about the cost. And I think, well, I'll tell you this, you're going to have a lot of cost doing it on your own.
Yeah, I know.
Experimenting and learning, you're going to have money out there. And it's way more than what you'd ever pay for a basic, straightforward coach. So that's enough pitch on that. I just want you to know that be with that 5% that thinks right and gets the right kind of help that you need.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff on YouTube for sure, but there's a lot of hooey on the YouTube too. And it can
that's why, like, even me, like, I see a lot of people who post out saying that, like, they are coaching, they are giving advice for entrepreneurs. but I'm scared like to go in there because like there's a lot of scammers out there.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. I'm going to tell you this. Let's say, I'm going to pretend for a moment so you know what it's like dealing with me. Let's say you go ahead and you become a member of my Living the Dream coaching. And you pay your $50, okay? Because it's $50 a month to get access to everything. And then there's a few other things. But let's say you do that. After your first month, there's several things I do in that time. But after your first month, Mamadou, if your coaching experience wasn't everything you wanted it to be and more, that you really felt, man, this is great, then you can stop. I'll refund your $50 and I'll take you out of the system and no questions asked. I want people who want to be coached, that love what I do, to stay with me. If they're not happy, I don't want them to be a part of it. I don't want them feeling bad about it. I don't want them struggling, saying, man, this hasn't been, no, because I don't do a year's contract and say, sorry, you signed up. That's not how I roll. That's not what I do. And you can stop at any time. It's month to month to month. You can stop at any time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Just so you know that that's there. Now, if you did sign up, there's a thing that's called, and I'm going to go to my share screen just for a second. If that's okay, I'm going to share something right there. Share. I'm going to go right to here. Can you see my screen? Okay. This gentleman, Croy Sather, almost 2 years ago, I came across an ad in my email called Instant Manifestation Secrets, talking about attracting success and manifesting. He did an audio series. It was $397 or something like that. But I didn't want to pay that, so I clicked out and it popped up after it was all set. But I loved the video. I enjoyed listening to what he had to offer. It said $17. So I clicked on it and bought it. It changed my thinking, my whole life. Well, I set up a relationship with Croy that when somebody signs up with my coaching, I give them, and they get this thing right here. They get this little invite from me, Coach Braden from Croy. You just put in your name and email address and you get those series for nothing. I pay for it. And so during that first month, if you were to cancel, you still would have got these series and it's yours. It's just a way that I feel like I can reward somebody for taking and making good choices. And so that's something that I do. I will say this on my website, on this About Podcast Video Journal, Let Me Help Coaching System. This is the public page. I have a video. I'm going to move this right here. I don't see it. There's a video of his Coach B. What's it like working with Coach B? You can see that. And there's stuff down here. I talk about 3 things on the right up here. It says, let me help. I talk about what I charge for coaching, so I don't hide that. No surprises that way. So you can look that over. There's other pages. That here is on the private thing. I have interviews with business people that are really successful, what they learn, what they do, how they start. And that's part of my service that people can look at that. I have coaching days where I show that. You can click the link and see what the coaching was. So there's all that. And so this shows the 2 plans I have, and move this right up here now, is the monthly, which is $50 a month. But after a while, if people love it, they can pay, instead of paying $600 for the year, they can just pay $475 and be done and have membership for the entire year. But those are those that really get excited and want to pay it. Otherwise, it's on your pace. You can do it $50 a month. So that's just what it is. And like I said, if that first month you hate it or you didn't feel it gave you the value, let me know. I'll refund it and we'll be done. All righty. So stop sharing and let me go right to here. All right. So other questions? That
sounds interesting. Yeah, I think like everything in life, you do need a coach, and that's why like some people who knows better like that can, like advise you your step that like you must take in order to be successful.
Yes,
that's interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. I will say this: there's a broad spectrum of coaches. I've been in business for 45 years. I retired 3 years ago. I've made $1.5 million in the last 4 years of my business. And I learned a lot of things. And I said, I don't want to retire. And I got that manifestation secrets, and it came up with the Living the Dream coaching. I love coaching beginners. Now, here's the thing. There's coaching systems out there between $5,000 and $10,000 a year, all the way up to where I'm at down here at 50. I chose to go this route because I don't need the money because I'm retired, but I love the topic. I love the business, but I want people to pay something so they value it and they value their investment in themselves. And so that's why I priced it where I did. I don't think down the road I'll ever increase it because I don't want to eliminate the beginners. Beginner entrepreneurs are the most fun, exciting to me. Those that have been in
That's
business
right.
5 years, 10 years, they got to get over a hurdle. I'll charge them the 5K because they need to pay some dollars to make some changes. But
Hmm.
beginner entrepreneurs are so fresh and ready. The ground of their mind's so fertile that that's
Hmm.
where I like to spend my time. And that's why I priced it where it did. But you're right. You do need a coach,
Hmm.
whether it's me or someone else. Stick with that idea. Find yourself the coach that you feel the most comfortable with, and you'll find you'll progress. Even if the assignments seem to be a little bit overwhelming, you'll progress so much better than on
Hmm.
your own trying to figure out, what do I do next? Should I do that? Should I not do that? I want you to learn the acumen so you make good decisions so
Hmm.
that you will use me as far as you need to use me, but you're going to learn the skill sets yourself. And there'll be a few mistakes, but nothing that'll be deadly in a sense, so that you
Hmm.
can learn from them. But I'm going to try to keep you from learning them on your own, but from what other people did to fail. It's better learn from their broken nose, Mamadou, than your own, because it can set you back. And we don't want
Right.
that. We want to
Hmm.
see to somebody that bloodied their nose and say, why? And
Hmm.
okay, I won't do that. That's the key to you going forward much quicker with a faster run to your income as opposed to a long thing and a slow income. You'll spend so much more money than you'd ever pay for a coach. So anyhow, I think I've said that too many times. Anyhow.
Yeah, that's and also like I mean like if you have like the idea, the business idea, everything, and but like you need to find links. Like some people, like for example, like if you wanted to create an app, you need to find like some developers, right? So how can you like find those links, like if you have got the money, everything,
Okay, good.
but
Let me
you need.
show you something again. I'm going to share my screen again. Very good question. Let me go back to this. Let me go to share. Let me go to one thing right here. Wrong page, right here. Okay, this is let me help page. I'm going to go to, it's going to take a second to load. I've got a lot of things loaded up, but I'm going to go to coaching
Hmm.
system. It's going to show you what I'm
Hmm.
talking about to answer your question here. It'll take just a second. It's loading. Come on, Marty.
No problem.
It's not loading. Let's do something here. Not there. Contact web page. Okay, that's the other. That's the private, the public. There it goes. Now it's going. It's just taking a while.
Oh.
Oh man, oh man, man. There we go. Okay, this says on my homepage coaching system. I'm going to scroll down and it
Hmm.
describes what it is. It's 12 sequential steps. And so you see these thumbnail pictures here. The first one
Yeah.
is how to come up with a good business idea. And there's a whole lesson on that. This here is identify your target market. Instead of the whole world, really honing in how to identify the market you can get right after, where you have your greatest chance for success. Lesson
Hmm.
3 is research your competition. Once you know where it is, you're going to use that to really hone in on your business to make it work so you don't make mistakes they make. Fourth lesson, define your unique proposition. Do you know what a unique proposition is?
Oh, can you?
Yeah, what that is, something that's unique to your business that you're proposing to
Hmm.
your potential clients. It's you've got to define that clearly. You can't be all over the map. It's got to be very specific in how to write up that unique proposition that then
Hmm.
from there it helps you to get to your story, which I'll show you. That once you define it, it gives birth to all your messaging, your taglines, your advertising ideas, your thoughts, because you've really defined what it is you're all about. It's kind of like your mission statement in a way. Lesson 5 is test your business. We'll go through a few ways to test it, to reveal some of its cracks and kinks and get them cleared up. And lesson 6 is come up with the budget. Now that you've got that far, you got to really come up with the budget, and we'll help you come up with the right kind of budget at this particular stage in your business, because that'll
Hmm.
evolve. But you want to have that where you don't find yourself short chain and, oh, I can't go any further type thing. Then the
That's
next
right.
one, lesson 7, is choose your legal structure. The
Hmm.
kind of business will determine the kind of legal structure you're going to need. And lesson 8, open a business account. And you may think that that's a very simple thing, but you never want to open up a business account with a bank early on, because they're going to
Hmm.
jump and get right into your business with all the questions they're going to ask. You know what? start with your own personal name account
Mhm.
and do it as a
Mhm.
DBA. And let's get some things going so it's private to you until you're ready to where you need to shift it over to a business account. Does that make sense? And I go over
Yeah.
that in that lesson. Lesson 9 is finance your business. So in lesson 9, this one lists several, I think it's like 15 different ways to finance your business. And I talk
Mhm.
about different details in that. And then lesson 10 is,
Oh.
okay, you're getting close to get where you're going to market it. What is your story? You are unique. You're from Africa. You're here in New York. You're wanting to start a business. You're going to have a unique story to tell. And we're going to break it down to 4 separate parts of this short story that really becomes the story that people get to know you by and your business is about and those kind of things. That story is so important. So we'll talk about that. And then lesson 11, you don't have to. You can start with a Facebook page. You don't have to build a website. But if you do, we talk about 8 steps of the right kind of website to build for your business in particular, because it's not one size fits all. It's very custom to you and your personally identifiable type business that's you. It's custom made to you. And then lesson 12 is a whole lesson. I think it's the longest one, an hour-long video about
Mhm.
marketing your business and some philosophies that will really work to launch your business successfully. Okay, so those are the 12 lessons we cover. Now, you can do them out of order. You can do them in order. You don't even have to do them. But I just want you to know that those are what I focused on in helping folks do it. And then if somebody gets on this page and they say, okay, I'm ready to start, they just come right here and say, I'm ready to take my first step. And it'll take you right to this page. Where'd it go? Right here. It'll take you to this page and you choose which one of these to sign up for. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, I do have a good to know Monday video tip every Monday. It's free. I'll sign you up for that. You can see a few little video tips every Monday come to you on business success principles and things to get your mind right. I do a little tip every Monday. Let's folks learn about themselves, how to think right. Okay. So anyhow, that's kind of that lesson that I talked about here of financing your business. I think that's what you're talking about. There are many different ways from getting a loan at a bank always to private things or to companies that to fund money for starter people invest in you. All those kind of things I cover in this
Mhm.
finance your business. Okay, but you
Yeah.
don't want to quite get there. Just know that it's available. But I don't want you worrying that you won't have the money to start your business until we get through some of these stages of where you really have a need to finance it now because you're ready to rock and roll with it. Does that make sense? What we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I'll close that for now. I'm going to stop sharing that. We're back to here. Okay.
Yeah.
Any
It
other
makes sense.
questions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so what about like if your business like needs like you need an application, a mobile app like for your business. Like your business can't be run without a mobile app.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies who provide mobile apps. Ones that are very expensive to very
Mm-hmm.
basic ones. And
That's
when
right.
it's time to do it right, like you see in a lot of apps that companies are doing, you know by now, it started out like the website started out, people that were
Mm-hmm.
sharks out there taking people to the cleaners for lots of cost to do websites, and all they were collecting electronic dust, all the way to now where it's very much so you can almost build them yourself. And the same is happening with apps, a mobile app. And if you were to even do a search on mobile apps for a starter business, maybe that title, it'll show you a lot of advertisements, and then look at the ones that have reviews on them and see what
Mm-hmm.
the truth is. And ones that really say, you don't want to go there. So we'll talk about that, but we'll be very careful. I've chosen not to do a mobile app yet, but in
Mm-hmm.
time, as I do this, I want to and do ads and things are happening. I'd like people to be able to write on the phone, boom, they book it and they're ready to go because of my
That's
app
right.
that I send out there. But I'm not ready to
Mm-hmm.
do that yet because I want to get to a certain level where it demands it, that it's ready to go. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of folks
Mm-hmm.
want to get everything all, I don't know, everything clear to the end and all these dollars invested. And then their idea
Mm-hmm.
has a flaw and they've invested it and it's almost too late. So we want to be
Mm-hmm.
really careful, Mamadou. Make sure that you don't get like that little runner too fast ahead of yourself. We'll do
Mm-hmm.
it and plan it and speed it out properly so that you don't spend money that when you weren't ready to spend and it was a waste because you have to start over, fix a few things, and then you can go back to do. We want to make sure that it's right before you launch those kind of steps.
Yeah. That's right. That
That's
makes
good to be
sense.
thinking about it. Absolutely, it should be
Mm-hmm.
part of your plan, no question about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's great. That's great.
I
That
have,
makes
just
sense.
to give a sense of it, see how thick
Mm-hmm.
that is? Master to do checklist. This is how
Oh.
I did it. I've got page after page after page. Now, let me tell you why I show that to you is
Mm-hmm.
I believe in a thing. I'm going to ask you if you've done this. Have you heard
Mm-hmm.
of the 5 years from now, the perfect day process?
The
I mean,
perfect day
imagine
process.
5 years from today, what a perfect day for Mamadou is. What you were
Mm-hmm.
doing, where you were sleeping, you woke up, were you sleeping on a condo on the beach, where you do your work on your beach because you can be anywhere in the business. Whatever that perfect day is, you
Mm-hmm.
write it out on a notepad just like this, and you better have several pages, not just
Mm-hmm.
one. And it details out down to the taste, down to the smell, down to the day, what I did for lunch. Do I exercise? Do I jog? Do I with friends? In other words, where is it? Is it in Brazil? Is it in Africa? Is it in New York? Is it in Florida? Write down that perfect day. And then you look
Mm-hmm.
at it and say, okay, here's a goal, here's a goal, here's a goal. In that vision, that dream that you're writing out, those different things are goals. That becomes the titles, subtitles, and then you do bullets underneath of how to get that goal done. And then once you've done that, it may take you a day or two or a week even. At that point, you're going to look at those and say, okay, prioritizing now, what's the number one theme or title here that I need to get after first? And you're reprioritizing, and then those bullets become your daily tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. Check, check, done. Piece of the portal of your mind into the world
Mm-hmm.
of the physical, done. And it's piece at a time after piece. And before you know it, you got a major piece done with all its small pieces, and you can't believe it. I got that done. You're accomplishing your dream. You're bringing it into the world of the physical. And there's a process and a step by step for doing that, Mamadou. And if you get that in place, you're going to amaze yourself. Your confidence level in you is going to skyrocket because you are doing these major pieces and you've seen it come to life. I won't bore you with it, but on that page, I'm going to share one last thing here. I've got a lot of emails popping in on me. I apologize. I'm going to show you something because this is, you need to get this in your head to get the same view of it for yourself. I'm going to share it. I'm going to go to the one right here. Excuse me. Can you see this? Okay, at the top, up here, see this thing on my home page, you'll see video journal. I'm going to send you the link to my website when we're done. You'll have it, so you can go to there. But this video journal, I'm going to click and open it up for a second. I'm recording this little free session for you. I'm going to edit it, so in the next day or two, I'm going to send this email to you with this website link, a few other things, that you can have this video to watch and have for yourself. So you can have your starter point when you see what it is. But on my video journal tab here, I have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. What this is 20 months ago or more, after watching that Instant Manifestation Secrets, I started my daily journal. I'm going to get going. And it tells my story. It's awful. These first few days are long and boring and so bad. And now, but as I've gone on, they got better and better, more exciting. And you see how I unfolded. The very thing I'm telling you to do, I went through and I've done. And after 13 months, there's 13 months of videos on Marty Braden Live the Dream Coaching right here. I could click to it, but I won't go there. But it takes you right to the YouTube channel, Living the Dream Coaching, and has hundreds of videos that I did to keep track of my day. So when I tell you something, hopefully you're sensing the music behind my words, that there's authenticity to it, because I did it. I'm doing it. I'm not going to tell you anything I've not done. That's not fair to you to pretend and to feed you a bunch of bull. So anyhow, that's something that I've done that you should consider, that daily routine and keeping track. Because when you start to tell your story and to sell it and to talk to people and attract folks to help you build your dream, you're going to want to tell that story. And keeping track like that's going to help you do that. Okay, does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Have to have a plan instead of being all over the map, step by step, daily tasks. And I have a basic daily task sheet that I give to people in these lessons that they say, okay, I'll take that now and personalize it to me. And now you have your daily routine that you can't wait to get up the next morning to do the next steps. And those pieces come through the portal. Then do the next steps on the next day. And those come through the portal of your mind into the world of the physical. That's how your dream's going to unfold and become real, Mamadou, doing these things I'm talking about. Okay?
Yeah, that's right. That's great. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, that was a phone call. Yeah.
Is this helping at all? Is this giving you anything stirring? Okay.
Yeah, it really helped. It really helped. Yeah, I really enjoyed the meeting, you know,
And yeah, I think like I definitely like need a coach. Yeah, I do.
Is there any
So
other specific questions I can try to answer for you and do less of the telling you what we're doing over here, but to actually answer your questions? I'm happy to do that too. This is your time. It's your
mhm.
dream.
Yeah, I think like those are like the question that I had that was in my mind, like about like finding people who can invest on your idea
Sure.
and how to find links, all of those stuff, Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
But
One thing
like,
you're going to want to do is one of the lessons that when I showed you, finding a
hmm
fund, there's a sheet that I have that tells you how to set up your business
hmm
plan, that tells your
hmm
story, that tells the finances, so that when you have that there, you got to
hmm
wear their hat, step out of you being wanting to find somebody to invest in your business as a partner, as a venture capitalist, whatever,
hmm
entrepreneur supporting an entrepreneur, and think that you're the venture capitalist, you're the business person, you're the banker. And what are
hmm
you going to want to have to protect the dollars? What are you going to ask from them? What are you going to expect them to provide you? Well,
hmm
that's what we go through in that particular lesson to show those steps so that you
hmm
have in place something that they're going to measure. One of the lessons I won't show you, but one of the lessons I have is an Excel file for budgeting your business. You list all these pieces, you put in some stuff. It's an Excel mechanism that you type in. I'm going to have these sales at this price range, at these costs, and here's the cost. And it goes, and it calculates what your net profit is or what your net
Wow.
loss is for that month. Then we start and rolls it up to next month. And so you can play with that. That's all part of the system that you type in the information and modify
hmm
it to your type of business, and it'll
hmm
calculate it all and show you, man, I got to get that expense down smaller
Wow.
and raise this price. And if you just
Mhm.
sticker with it just a little bit, you get to be a profit
Yeah.
and it grows.
Wow.
You reinvest and it grows. So that's a wonderful tool that I use.
That's good. Yeah, I will try to go there and yeah, and try to
Yeah, that's
give
one of
it.
the tools that part of one of the lessons for those members that become a member. I
Mhm.
provide those to them and get them right there and
Sure.
show them how to use it. And then they're off
hmm
and going. So
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool.
it's about a $1,500 tool that I give for free as part of the members. And because that's
Oh.
what I paid for it, because I had a
hmm
Excel expert that did it
hmm
and did the code and got all the writings up here. You can
Oh.
see all the code they do to do this,
hmm
calculate whatever. Anyhow,
Yeah.
over a period of several months, she got it done. And it cost
hmm
me about $1,500, but I knew in time it was going to save me a lot of money. And then
That's
also I
right.
now have it available for my accounts that I just let them have it as part of being a member of Living the Dream Coaching.
Mhm.
So that's exciting.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. And like after you register like for the question, like we will have like meeting. How often like?
Good question. How the coaching takes place. Let's say you
hmm
become a member, okay?
hmm
Well, I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it because it's important. I'm going to go and show you something here on my coaching. So that's not the right one. Let's go up here where it says "Let me help." You can't see it here. There's three ways. Actually, there's like five ways for that you can participate in coaching. You choose how much you want to get into it.
hmm
Let me get it to where it opens up and changes. The first one is becoming the member. The second one is I have okay, this, and there's a little video that talks about that. Then there's a video that talks about getting lessons and purchasing the lesson, one that fits you. And then the third one is the coaching on the group. I have level of schedule. You can't see it here, but there is on this other lesson right here. Let's see which one it is. This here, it says join live call. I do coaching twice a week with groups. So you can come in and just be kind of looking in as I coach a beginner entrepreneur for 20 minutes, then the next 20 minutes, the next 20 minutes. So I get 5 to 6 coaching in. You get to hear it and take notes. You could even be one of those coaching. It's still part of the membership. There's no extra cost for that. Here's the things called Ask Coach B. And when you ask Coach B, it comes up with a question. You title it, you put in a title, and then you type in your question. And within 24 hours or less, I answer those questions. But you also get access to everybody
Yeah.
else's questions. So you
Yeah.
have it
That's right.
here, and here's the top this question. And then here's offline marketing. My business is stalled. Beginner entrepreneur question. Small business tool. So that's a way to be coaching. That's part of the membership. And then, like I said, this call schedule here. That one shows a list where I do these 2 a week. So that's like 8 to 10 times a month for an hour and a half on a Tuesday afternoon and a Thursday evening, that you get to have an hour and a half of looking at coaching on, even being a part of it. And you can request to be one as well. And it shows the schedules on it that way right here. Okay. On what days the coaching that you can go in and hit this, join the call, and boom, it'll take you right into it. So that's coaching. And then there's the private coaching. Let's see if I got it down below here. Yeah, you can hit this one. Oh, it's not on this page. I think it's on one of these pages where you can come and join in and receive. I'm ready to take a first step. Where's the one that says private coaching? Maybe it's up above here. Oh, it's not on that one. Let's see if it's on this one. It's not on that one. Maybe it's on this one. There's one that has a little bar, and it's on every page. You click on it and you can do a private coaching session with me. And it's always at $50. So this is like a $50 value that you got for free. It's $50, but you choose how often you want to make that. Meaning all these other stuff that you're a member on, you can do during the month. And then towards the end of the month, you can say, okay, I want to jump in and do a call with Coach B. Or you can say, I've got it. I got the answers in these lessons and online coaching, Zoom coaching group calls. Okay, I don't need a personal call. Or you say, no, I need a personal call with Coach B. And you schedule it and we jump on and away we go. Does that help? So
Yeah.
there's like 5 different ways to coach that you set the schedule or the amount that you want to go about getting it done. All right. So that's entirely up to you.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds great. Sounds great. Yeah,
Now, what I
that
would
was it.
suggest you do, so you can do some comparative.
Mhm.
And that's, I would like you just to not go looking and that and just go coaching with me, but that's not fair to you. You should go online in the Google search bar, type in private business coaching and see what comes up, and go in and try to find pricing on their websites. And you get a comparative of what people are charging out there. And then you'll start to say, okay, Coach B is really kind of in there. Because here's the thing. Let's say you did all three. You did the $50 a month for the membership. That's $600 for the year, right? You did $50 a month for all the lessons, 12 lessons. That's $600. So right there's $1,200. And you didn't do the discount because you didn't want to pay for it all at once. And then you did coaching once a month, okay, for an entire year. That's $600. So it's a total of $1,800 for the year. That's less than $200 a month coaching. Right. And if we get you to where you are, you're making that much money and more, then it's basically helped you get. And then it's just a piece of expense like a phone bill or whatever. I guess what I'm saying is you take that and you compare what's out there, Mamadou, I think you're going to find I am way below what you're
yeah, way more better. I know. Yeah. And like if I wanted like to become a member, like I can do it like through your website.
Yeah, I'm going to show you something right here real quick because it's on the page that I'll send you. Let me just go ahead and show you this. On the page that I send you, the link, it'll be to the home page here. It'll say about podcast, video journal, help me help coaching. On that one page, if you, oh boy, I think it went away. Maybe I didn't. Let's go right back to here. I think it was on this page. Here it is. It's going to have that. I think I'm ready to start. You remember what I said that on the homepage? Just said, I think I'm ready to start. It'll take you right to this page, and you set up monthly plan sign up right there. What happens? It'll go through your information, ask you the information, take your credit card information. It'll charge you the $50. You'll receive an email with your members, welcome, and you'll receive an email that will give you your login. So you're going to set up Living the Dream coaching file on your email, and you can drop those all right in there. But in there will be one that lets you have your own password and login for when you sign up here in this member login. You will log in. It lets you do all that back end to get all that stuff, because you'll get access to that as a member, whereas the public doesn't get access to that.
Okay.
So that's where it's done. But I would encourage you, it kind of extends out when somebody signs up, the time it does, but I feel like it's only fair when I send you this email and has the link to this site, spend a little time on the public side, watch these podcasts. I got 5 of them. They're fun. They're helpful. Listen, look at the video journal just a little bit and look at the help and how I talk about the videos, what it is that you're going to get with coaching and that kind of thing. And here's the lesson 1, the first steps to success. The podcast starting is half done. This one right here, the third one, Oh, went the wrong way. That's okay. Going to, that's the third one. The third one is win the morning, win the day routine. That's what I do every morning. You're going to love it. This one, going to movies, we talked about a little bit. And the last one is the law of attraction and manifestation. Those 5 things
Wow.
set the foundation of where I'm coming from, what I'm all about. And if you look at those stuff, you're going to feel good or not good about going ahead and trying out for that first month. And if you do the first month and you hate it, I'll refund it. But I don't think you're going to hate it. I think you're going to love it.
All right. Yeah, I will. I will give it a try. I will give it a try. Yeah.
Well, good. I'm here. You'll have my contact information in this email. You'll have the URL to that website. I'll have the link to YouTube of this video call. I just got to take the time to edit it so it's cleaned up, and I'll send it off to you, and you'll have that. You can save it in your emails and have all the links. And I hope to see you join. I hope to have you be a part of our Live in the Dream community.
All right. Thank you very much.
We're not quite through a full hour. Maybe we are. Nope, we got more minutes. But if you need to go find, if there's more questions, I'm here. I promised you that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right now I'm out of question. Yeah, because like everything that you said, is clear. Yeah.
Well, Mamadou, I wish you continued success. That's how I end all my videos. That's how I always end with you and talking with you, because I want your success. This is not about me. It's all about my clients and helping them succeed and achieving their dreams, their goals. Because I've lived my life. I'm retired. I'm enjoying it. And now I just want to give back. Does that make sense? That's kind of where I'm at. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I look forward to seeing you, and I hope to see you in not in the funny papers, but in the Living the Dream coaching community. Right?
Yeah. I will see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You betcha. Bye-bye.